Family, smash like and subscribe to our Qué Golazo YouTube channel. Today, our World Cup predictions 2.0 Qué Golazo begins right now. Hey everybody, World Cup time! As part of our World Cup editions, we are going with our World Cup predictions 2.0, when yours truly will give you who will be the eventual winner of the tournament in November. Now, this is 2.0. Earlier in the year, I gave you my predictions, but now that we know all the finalists ready to compete in November, I'm going to give you each prediction. So this is how it's going to go down. We're going to go group by group. I will select the winner, the runner-up. We'll go into the knockout stages all the way until the final and see who will be the winner according to LME himself. Now, get angry at me, get happy at me, agree, disagree. I want your comments. I want your questions. Let's get to it. World Cup predictions 2022 2.0. Let's begin with Group A. Group A that sets everything up here. Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and Netherlands. Now, previously, I was showing a little love for Ecuador and El Tri because I really feel they are such a good, formidable South American talent. But you know what? I have to give a lot more love to the African champions, Senegal. It's been a long time since an African team has made it far in the competition, and I feel that I need to give a lot more love for Sadio Mane and co. So to me, in Group A, the Netherlands win it. Louis van Gaal's group looking very, very good. And Senegal, runner-up. Let's go to Group B, baby. Group B. Group B to me is also an intriguing one, of course, because it has such a British and American contingency, including, of course, Iran. And then Group B begins with England, USA, Wales, and Iran. All right. Well, listen, nothing has changed for me in terms of who's going to win this group. Yes, they're not looking good these days. Yes, people are angry at Gareth Southgate and co, but there's still a long way to go until November. And I think they'll get it sorted, specifically with new players, getting more used to their new clubs at the beginning of next season. England will win this group. And listen, it's been very difficult for me to try and figure out who's going to come runner-up now that we know that Gareth Bale and Wales are in there. And Gareth Bale will be happy playing at LAFC. That'll be nothing but good news for him. And of course, the team that tries to make it far with the Welsh side, Brennan Johnson from Nottingham Forest, he's going to have some Premier League experience, Aaron Ramsey, etc. But you know what? This USMNT side is impressing me more and more the more I see of them. They will be runners-up. So England win it and the USMNT runner-up. It's a very difficult group, and I have no doubt that Wales will make everybody proud after a 64-year absence. But I don't know. England, USMNT, I think. All right, let's go to Group C, everybody. Group C, this is Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. Nothing changes here. Group C stays exactly the same. If anything, Argentina might sway me more further in the knockout stages, but Argentina, Lionel Messi and co will win this group. I think it will be done and dusted. Poland, yes, they are more than Robert Lewandowski, but I don't think they're enough to get out of this group. And Mexico, with all the issues that they're having, they always get it together, at least in the group stages closer to the tournament. So I have Mexico runner-up and Argentina as winner of Group C. Let's move on to Group D, baby. Group D. All right, this has changed for me a little bit, okay? And yes, I've gone back and forth, and you're all getting mad at me about L'Équipe de France, Le Bleu, and France are still a formidable side, the defending champions of the World Cup. But listen, I actually think there's going to be a shocker here. I think Denmark is going to win Group D. They're a very consistent, very strong team who showed already what they can do under intense pressure from Euro 2020. Denmark wins this group. France runner-up. Yes, I have said it. I think the Danes are going to cause some mayhem in Group D. Let's move on to Group E. Group E, baby. All right, listen, Group E, to me, is an intriguing one because I think what I've seen from Hansi Flick in Germany so far is fantastic. They are now a new developed team, a team that's woken up from the disappointment of 2018. And I think that Germany are going to win this group. As much as I think highly of Spain and Luis Enrique, I do think that once again, their lack of plan B or plan C might fault them. However, they're just too good, too strong, too talented. So Spain runner-up, Germany will win this group. Group E will be won by Germany. All right, let's go to the next group. Group F. This one, once again, I don't think changes much from my 1.0 predictions, but let's have a look. No, I still have Belgium winning it. People are a little bit conflicted about their golden generation, but they're still there. They're still present. They're still good. Okay. And they had some good results overall in June, a disappointing one, but overall, I think they did okay. I think they destroyed Poland 6-1. Belgium, with the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, Romelu Lukaku, etc., I think they will be ready. The second place, I'm going with Canada, baby. Canada and Jonathan David. I feel that they will get out of this group as well. So Belgium to win it, Canada runner up. All right, let's go to the next group. This is the easiest one, I think. Well, in terms of the winner, I think is the easiest one. But runner-up, this is the group of death for the runner-up, I think, as Michael Lahoud has aptly put it on this show. Brazil wins it. We all know how much I think of Brazil on Coach Chiche's side. They're going to win this group. They're just too deep, too strong, too talented to not do the case. And so it's between Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon. Now, the romantic in me wants to say Cameroon. And maybe Switzerland, just because they do a few every now and again, some shock results. But this is the Serbian side to not get second. They're very good, I think, Serbia. Serbia are going to be not amazing, not spectacular, but they'll do the job. Brazil to win it, Serbia runner up. All right, Des Norris, let's go over to the final group. I believe it's Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, South Korea. Now, I need to tell you something. Diego Alonso's Uruguay is looking very good in the same way that Lionel Scaloni is helping Argentina develop into a team that doesn't rely so much on Lionel Messi. Uruguay now, you're seeing a lot of promise from different angles, and Diego Alonso has done excellently. I think Uruguay wins this group, and Portugal, by the skin of their teeth, come runner-up, thanks to the talent that they have. I'm a big fan of the Portuguese side. I just think that Fernando Santos can sometimes be a little bit too reactive, too conventional, but they're too talented not to get out of the group. But I have Uruguay winning that group. And so now that we have the winner and the runner-up, let's move over to the knockout stages. This is when it gets interesting. Let's go over to the round of 16, baby. All right, so here's what we have. All right, so here are the round of 16. Look at this graphic. It's beautiful. All right, so it's the Netherlands against the U.S. All right, listen, the USMNT, no doubt there's talent. No doubt you see in development, but this is still a very young side entering very new territory. Louis van Gaal and the Netherlands have been here before. Yes, it's been a while since you've seen an impressive Netherlands side, but I think they win it here. Netherlands wins and they beat the United States. So now you have Argentina against France. My God, what a fixture. The French look great, but I think they've had their fun in the sun in Russia in 2018. I think that Didier Deschamps knows that. I think that Karim Benzema, Kylian Mbappé, etc., is not enough, even with the likes of young players like Tchouaméni and, of course, Bouba Kamara. It's just not Jules Koundé at the back. It's not enough. I think this Argentinian side is ready for blood in this competition, and I think Argentina wins it against France. Germany against Canada, I'm sorry to say, it just goes one way, and that's Germany with Hansi Flick. Brazil against Portugal. Wow. Neymar Jr. against Cristiano Ronaldo. Vinicius Jr. against Bernardo Silva and, Bruno Fernandes. What a ridiculous matchup. This is Coach Chiche's final World Cup with Brazil. He's not going to end it here. Brazil win. England, Senegal. Here's my first shock of the entire segment. Well, my second, because I had Denmark winning their group. Senegal is going to beat England. I'm telling you right now. Yes, people are freaking out, but I'm just going to put everything behind this and tell you that Senegal is going to beat England, okay? Write it down. After that, Denmark against Mexico. I think the Danes make one over Mexico. Belgium and Spain is a very difficult one. And I think this is where it ends for Belgium and Roberto Martinez, as his country will beat him and Belgium. Spain win it. And Uruguay, I've already said good things about Uruguay and Diego Alonso. I think they win it as well against Serbia. So then after that, you have a really tasty quarterfinal stages. And in a second, we're going to let you know that, but it's very good. So it's Netherlands against Argentina is my next prediction. So now this is where it gets interesting. This is where the Dutch find the end for them. I think Argentina continues on this run. Lionel Messi is feeling good. He might be even competing for Golden Boot at this point, but they come through because it's not just about Messi. Lautaro Martinez, of course, Angel Di Maria, their midfield, Cristian Romero at the back. They're going to beat the Dutch. Germany against Brazil. Brazil get their revenge from when they hosted back in the day and got absolutely destroyed by the Germans. Brazil wins here. And on the other side, I'm telling you something. Senegal is going to go to the semifinals, and they're going to beat Denmark. Sadio Mane and his year is going to continue from becoming African champion to moving to Bayern Munich to now being in the semifinals of the World Cup. They're going to beat Denmark. Spain, Uruguay. Ooh, what a tasty game. And Uruguay, unfortunately to say, they will lose against Spain. And Senegal will be the first ever semifinalists in a World Cup. How unbelievable is that? The furthest they've gone is the quarterfinals alongside Cameroon as well in 1990. But there you have it. But from Africa, Senegal will be the first ever semifinalist in my prediction 2.0. Okay? If I'm not a romantic, I'm not anything. Okay? All right. Now you get into the semifinals. This is tasty because we have a Super Clásico Sudamericano on one side, and we have a ridiculous European giant like Spain against the African champions, Argentina and Brazil. All right, people. I'm sorry, Argentina. This is where you say goodbye. I know there's going to be a lot to disagree here because we've seen what Argentina has done in La Finalísima, how Messi scored 5 goals against Estonia. They look indestructible. They didn't lose a single game. In qualifiers, they're undefeated for a very long time. But guess what? Brazil just as effective. And I'm so deep on this team. I really feel that they're going to go very far and they're going to beat Argentina in this semifinal. I'm sorry. They'll get their revenge after the Copa America loss last year. On the other side, Spain against Senegal. How good is this? I know a lot of you want me to keep with this romanticism, but at some point I got to, shake my head a little bit and think, you know what? This might be the end. Feel yourselves proud, Senegal. I got you all the way to the semifinal. I got Spain now reaching the final. And there you have it. Your final is Brazil. Coach Chiche's Brazil against Luis Enrique's España. That's my prediction 2.0. Depth everywhere, talent everywhere. From an aesthetic perspective, it should be a great final. It's going to be a good way for Spain to realize just how far they have come under Luis Enrique. And obviously, this will be the great send-off for Brazilians as Coach Chiche says goodbye to the national team, as this is his final competition with them. And my winner is and remains, by the way, Brazil. They win the World Cup for the first time since 2002. Neymar Jr., Vinicius Jr., Anthony, Rafinha, Casemiro, Thiago Silva, Marquinhos, Alisson, Ederson, all these players, they're just too strong, too good, too talented, too confident. And when the World Cup is usually played outside of Europe, that's when Brazil save their best. Brazil win the World Cup. That has not changed from my prediction 1.0. I know you're going to look at me and say, LME, you got Senegal beating England? What is wrong with you? Did you just see what happened to England a few weeks ago against Hungary? It could happen. Crazier things have happened. Okay. Did you say Denmark has won the group over France? It could happen. It could happen. Did you see what Denmark did at Euro 2020? It could happen. So, all I ask for you is to leave the conventional every now and again and think bigger when it comes to your predictions. Now, I could be wrong. Who knows? But tell me, ask me, throw in your comments on youtube.com/Qué Golazo. We'll be coming back with another World Cup prediction. I promise you, a 3.0. But as of now, please let me know what you think of it. That was our World Cup predictions 2.0. We got plenty more World Cup content to come, as well as transfer stories with Fabricio Romano. Enjoy the rest of your summer. Enjoy your weekend. And I can't wait for the World Cup in November. Qué Golazo will be your only place to get all the content that you need before, during, and after the World Cup. Have a fantastic rest of your day. See you next time. Till then.